This call
I
is
don't have
being
no
recorded.
I don't have no soundtrack right now, y'all. So we gonna have to play it like we play it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just make it happen, and y'all make it happen. So once again, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. This is Brother Hatim, and you are joining me right now on Gye-Nyame Journey as we will go and discuss some of the wisdom that was passed down from the ancestors. I don't even think my mic working. Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, check, check, check. Okay, there we go. All right, this is Brother Hatim tuning in. You're tuning in live and direct to the Gye-Nyame Journey. This folktale for grown folks, where we will do some wisdom mining and we will go deep, deep, deep into some of these proverbs or folktales and try to extract the lessons for you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important that we take the time to glean some wisdom from the words of our ancestors, to unlock the codes of wisdom that they left us. You know what I'm saying? To uncover the mysteries. That they have shared with us. This is Brother Hatim coming to you live and direct. And once again, this is Folktale for Grown Folks. And we are brought live tonight by the Gye-Nyame Journey Ambit Company, an energy energy provider company that's live here in Central Ohio. And man, we're making headway. So those of you that's out there, I need your help. Support us so that we can support the journey. You know what I'm saying? The journey is becoming self-sufficient. You know, earlier this week, I had a conversation with one of my members, and also just happened to be one of my daughters. I had a talk, and for the first time in my nation building state of life, nation building state of mind, I had a discussion about money that wasn't about how to scrape, borrow, and beg for it, but how to handle money coming in. You know what I'm saying? And that is a whole different conversation. That's a whole different mind state that I would love for a lot of the people that are involved in my life to experience. I mean, I'm just talking about some small money, right? But small money coming in beats no money coming in all the time. As one of my partners will always say, what's 0 times 1? 0 times 1 is still 0, right? Then he said, what's 0 times 18? It's still 0. You know what I'm saying? So the point that I'm trying to make is, when you got a little bit of something coming in, it kind of changes the perspective, and it gives you a whole new way to look at the world, right? So when Gye-Nyame started producing, you know what I'm saying? When we started producing, the principles that we talk about became even more important, because we have to start practicing the principles. So all of you out there that are a part of Gye-Nyame, I challenge you to look at your principles every day. You know what I'm saying? Because as we become more successful in what we're doing, I want to make sure that we stay grounded. That's why it's important to spend to follow the 224 self-help process. Remember that 224 self-help process. It's self-help. So your girlfriend can't help you, your weed can't help you, your alcohol can't help you, your kids can't help you. It's all about you. It's all about you. You know what I'm saying? You helping yourself. I see Miss Janice has joined us tonight, and man, we got a view of your beautiful house, girl. You over there balling in Detroit.
Here we go. Hey.
With your pretty self, girl. What's going on?
You all right?
All right. Hey, so I missed you last week.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yep, I'm good.
Yeah. Hey. So what's been going on here is that we started a fundraiser, and we're doing a company called Ambit, and we are providing people with electricity in Columbus, Ohio, and it's actually been working rather miraculously for us. So for the first time, we have been able to have discussions on how to spend money, you know what I'm saying, or and what to do with money rather than trying to beg, borrow, or steal to get money so that we can do stuff for our kids. So for on this Saturday that's coming up, it will be the official first time that Gye-Nyame will be able to buy his own food. Because we have some sisters from an organization called SRS who would go in their pockets every other week and make sure that everybody that was involved in our organization would eat.
Wow.
Every week. So for the first time, we're going to be able to actually say, hey, we made this money and we're going to be able to eat good. But all right, so you want to give us the news report from Detroit, or you just want to jump right into the folktale because this is a good one?
Nothing changes in Detroit. So let's get to the folktale.
All right. Girl, I got my screensaver up, and you looking like you can see through the screensaver, man. What's going on?
What?
You stare right at me. I feel like you can see me through the.
I'm looking at my screen on my computer.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna get up on there too since you up. I'm gonna put mine up.
I'm trying to find the folktale.
Oh, I ain't posted.
Oh, not at all?
No, but you can find it. You remember the site that you went to? It's called just look up Aesop Fable. It's called The Fox and the Leopard.
Okay, The Fox and the Leopard.
I've been so busy doing my stuff at work, and then after work I've been calling people and getting people to support, and it's like the support is just ridiculous, Janice. It's like people is like, hey, I see what you're doing. I'm gonna give your business a try, and people are doing it. And I'm sitting up here like, oh my God, you see it?
Yep.
It's a good one. It's a good one. So.
Oh, it is. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. For those that don't know, I'm going to read the story. Those of you on Spreaker, hold on. The teacher's here, so class is in session. If you want to join us, hit us up at 614-556-4535. There's still room on the Hangout if you're on Google+. Come on out. Join us. If not, you know what I'm saying, you can catch the wisdom on the other end. All right. The Fox and the Leopard. The fox and the leopard disputed which was the more beautiful of the two. The leopard exhibited one by one the various spots which decorated its skin. But the fox, interrupting him, said, and how much more beautiful than you am I, who am decorated not in body, but in mind. Man! Put that down, little girl. Get from under there. I'm sorry, my daughter is up. Get from under there.
Where is she? Where is she?
She up under the table with the Windex bottle, wearing it up. I don't know what's going on. Go ahead and lay down. We don't have school tomorrow, so I'm up. And she the youngest. She don't never like going to sleep. You want to come say hi, Sasha? Oh, okay, she mad right now. So this one is perfect. You want to say hi? Come on, say hi. Come on up here. This your Aunt Janice. Come on up.
I can't see her.
I'm about to turn the screen on. And she been in her mama's perfume. Oh my God. Sit up.
Hey, cutie. Hi.
Say hi.
How are you? What you doing?
You got some good ears, girl. She said, what you doing?
What you doing? Nothing. You cleaning the table? You weren't cleaning the table?
You weren't cleaning the table. You was up under with Windex. Wrong table. Wrong time. I'm going to lay down with your brother and sister.
Nice meeting you, beautiful.
Say bye-bye. This is Tasha. Say hi. So.
How old is she?
She is 2.
Oh, wow.
It don't stop. Don't stop with Brother Hatim. All right, so that's one of those. This one right here. See, I wish I had the explosion. I got to get an explosion, because this right here. One more time for those people out there speaking land. If you want to join us, because we're about to drop the bomb. 614-556-4535. The fox and the leopard disputed which was the more beautiful of the two. The leopard exhibited one by one the various spots which decorated his skin, but the fox, interrupting him, said, "And how much more beautiful than you am I, who am decorated not in body, but in mind."
Ooh-wee.
Man, listen.
Ooh-wee.
Man, look, the leopard. All right, I'm going to let you start this one. Go on, hit it.
No, I want you to start. Well, let me say this. I'll start this way. This so speaks. This is something that I like to say to so many of my sisters trapped in this, I got to look like this to be able to do that. This right here is really, really powerful. And it also, I guess, says to men, what are you really looking at?
To all of us. Because this speaks to that not that much has changed in society and over the last 2,000 to 3,000 years. Because even back in Aesop's day, they were caught up in the external beauty. The leopard is looking at each one. I mean, the leopard is so conceited, it appears to me, my opinion, that he's going, or he or she is going down each one of his spots, describing how beautiful its spots are. And it sounds like some of the people we know. You know what I'm saying? You know, they want to brag about each little quality that's outside, whether it's their shoes or their cars or the properties that they own or how they get their hair, how often they get their hair done, or how often they get their nails done. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like all this external stuff, when in fact, the fox bring up the point, how much more beautiful am I than you, because my beauty is of mine and not a body. I think that's what it say, right?
Yep. And how much more beautiful than you am I, who am decorated not in body but in mind.
Most people don't even take time to decorate. I mean, if men and women, if we spend as much time decorating our mind as we do our bodies, especially in our community, we'd be free.
Preach.
We'd be running the world.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But we think everybody's looking at our bodies. We think everybody's looking at our minds. We think everybody is so it becomes stupid, and we become stupid in what we pursue. You know what I'm saying? So we could brag about the spots.
Yeah.
Man.
Just like the post I said where I put up where I said, imagining the day when adults will buy their children books at the same rate they're buying them Jordans. Yeah. Y'all so concerned about the external, what the kid has on, and you're not concerned about that mind. You're not concerned about the development of that brain, the development of skills to make them self-sufficient. You concerned about what they look like.
What they look like. I ain't sending my baby to school in those.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's and it's tearing us up. It's making us weak.
Yeah.
And it's making us stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the fox pointed out the fact that, you know, the leopard probably is one of the most beautiful animals, but never will he be able to outsmart the fox.
Right. You just look good.
You just look good. That's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, something that looks good is just a piece of decoration. It serves no purpose other than to look good. And in the world, in the real world, that's not enough.
Right.
That's not enough.
Right.
But we train, especially our young ladies, to believe that looking good. Well, actually now, because I can't even tell. I don't know how it is in Detroit, but sometimes I have to double take because it's some pretty boys. I mean, I have to look at them twice to make sure that these are little boys. And
you know what's deep is the time that I spend, and it's not often anymore, but the time that I spend out with my father, who's 83, when he looks at these quote unquote boys of today,
mm-hmm.
He almost has a heart attack on so many levels. It's scary. He looks at their heads. He looks at them sagging pants. He looks at their dirty fingernails. He looks at their gym shoes that are bought clearly intentionally too big. He's like, what is? I don't understand why he doesn't have a belt on. You know, it's all of that. All of that.
He trying to figure out the reality. Yeah, tell him it's better not to understand.
Right. I said, Daddy, if you start to understand this at your age, something's gonna be real wrong.
Something's gonna be real wrong because sometimes it's just best to leave some things a mystery.
That's exactly.
I started trying to figure out years ago because I'm like, man, I don't want to know. At this point in time, I really don't want to know. I mean, and maybe because I like to be an optimist,
mm-hmm.
but I'm starting to become a little bit more cynical as I get older,
mm-hmm.
a little bit more set in my ways, and it's hard for me to accept, excuse my language, some of the fuckery that is disguised as wisdom, as consciousness.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's really starting to bother me now because as I get older, I'm starting to look at this stuff and be like, that's fuckery. You know, that's not nothing.
Right.
You know, that's buffoonery. That's white magic. You know, I mean, I just like, oh my God. And it's like, and it's all on that leopard thought pattern. You know, make it look good external, make it look good externally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Rather than dealing with the qualities. And I get back down to what I was talking about a little bit before you got on with the 224 self-help process. With Gye-Nyame, I ask everybody that comes in, male and female, young and old, you have to pledge, you have to promise, you have to swear that you are going to work, spend 2 hours a day working on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Decorating that mind rather than decorating the body. If that decoration comes in the form of playing tennis, you know what I'm saying, to improve your game, to master the game. If it comes in the form of running or reading or writing or meditating or doing yoga or doing push-ups, but every day, you know what I'm saying, the young people and the old people that are claiming to be Gye-Nyame need to be spending 2 hours a day on improving themselves. We call it the 224 self-help process because the people that's trying to hold us down, the system that's trying to hold us down is doing it on a 24-hour-a-day basis. And we are not spending enough time working on ourselves to fortify who we are. You know what I'm saying? Because the leopard mind state keeps us broke.
That's right.
The leopard mind state keeps us depressed. The leopard mind state keeps us lost.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you know, I mean, And it just amazes me every time we read one of these things. It's like, did this nigga live yesterday? Did he just die last week?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is he watching the news? Was he actually a prophet or something? You know what I'm saying? But this just shows that technology has changed,
right.
but human nature hasn't.
And you know, the other piece that's deep, when you I always talk about how the thing about the fables that just always amazes me is that it's not linear. There are layers to every single road. And I just want to talk about how, you know, when people spiritually, educationally, economically lack, they look for things to buttress that lack. And I think that my people in particular always want to look good, and they want to smell good, and they want to ride in them expensive cars because inside there are no decorations. Inside are stark white walls that drive them crazy. And all that time they're spending decorating the outside, all that time they're spending showing off their spots, they're empty. And the thing that troubles me is that a lot of souls are just empty. So we need to decorate the inside too.
Yeah. We need to spend a lot more time decorating the inside, because that will counteract a lot of this stuff in the world. We don't build our children's shields in the right way. Right. You know what I'm saying? We want to teach them how to defend themselves just like the leopard in the spot externally. We are not spending time teaching our children to defend themselves internally, mentally. Right. You know what I'm saying? We're robbing our children. We're robbing our children because we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. All right, somebody just joined us. Who joined us? What's up? Welcome.
What's going on, Brother T?
What's up? Oh, hey, Sister Janice, you can go mark this down. Brother Devin has apparently thrown down the gauntlet, and me and him are in a race to see who can be the first one to jump up to be a regional coordinator. Right? Is that what it's called?
Regional consultant. See, you don't even know what it's called. That's how I know you going down, man.
Oh, we up in live now. Oh man, I just heard, you know, it's just little whispers going around that he thinks he's gonna make it. See, and this is where we need to start, you know, take us like healthy competition. Some of our kids don't even know how to have healthy competition. Me and him we're in a race, right? But everybody benefits from our race. You know what I'm saying? Because just between me and him, in the last couple of days, we have produced income for an organization that we love.
Wow, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Just by me and him jabbing at each other and seeing what we doing. When we need support from each other, we get it. And when we don't, we out getting it. We out doing. We actually have a mechanism through which to do some real nation building. Right. You know, so one of the goals that I'm moving towards is to help, so we can help, as you call it, decorating the inside. Because I like that, decorating the inside. I want to take a group. I want to take a few families to Ghana. You know what I'm saying? I want, you know, let's travel outside so we can really appreciate, one, what we have here. Two, let's go back and see some of the culture from which we came, and and you can see your cousin Joe running down the street. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because really, when I went there, I was looking around. I seen people. It was like I seen people I knew, and it's like, oh my goodness. But we need to see that. You know, so and part of the emptiness, part of the emptiness that we try to cover with all this external stuff is the fact that we have been disconnected from everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I want to destroy something, I disconnect it. So now,
right.
you know, we have been able to entrench ourselves in our spirituality, to protect us. You know what I'm saying? But now, in some forms, the system has become so sophisticated, it has now been able to even strip us of separate us from our spirituality. You know what I'm saying? So, go ahead, Brother D.
Sound like how, the Bible will talk about those internal assets versus external.
Yes.
And so, when you have when you're able to build yourself up from within, it's like building that foundation. And so you start to find your voice. And I think that's one of the biggest things that all of us work on, is being able to find our voice, and that our voice be louder than any other voice that may be criticizing from the outside or what have
you. The developing and building that voice, because Janice described it as white interior walls. White in more ways than just painted white, but white empty white walls. And you just said the voice, and what's crazy is that the voice that is echoing in a majority of the people's minds, I would say, is not even their voice.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's a program that they have been given. I had an elder tell me once when I was talking about doing amblatia. And for those that don't know, that's a vision quest. It's called Crying for a Vision. He told me, he said, when I take you out and I stake you out, what you need to prepare yourself for is that you are going to find out that all of the thoughts that you think that you are having in your mind are like a tape, and it's on constant rewind.
Yep.
And as you sit out in the wilderness and it gets cold or it gets hot, you know what I'm saying, you're going to start really realizing that a lot of stuff, the original thoughts that you thought you were having, were not original at all. There was just a different variation on a few thoughts. And then you're going to find out that the few thoughts you have were not even your thoughts in the first place. So now, while you're sitting out there hungry from fasting, tired from sweating, fearful at nighttime, you actually get to take the time to run into something that you have never met before. When I sit out there on that hill, I actually got to meet me. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors was brilliant in what they did, man, because they forced people to actually meet them. Because after a while, what happens is, when that tape is running in your mind with all the thoughts that you think that you're thinking, when you start realizing that it's on rewind, that it's on replay, it begins to fade away. At least for a little while. Now I got to go back out and sit up on the hill again because I got a whole new tape. You know what I'm saying? It's full of fuckery, buffoonery, and white magic. I got to clean myself every so often. Y'all got to remind me. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm sorry. I go off.
So what's immensely deep about what you just said is, I keep telling people that this tech interferes with us having real conversations with ourselves. And it's the tech and what people call real flippantly artificial intelligence that's really inhibiting, I think, my people in particular from having those real deep reflective thoughts about who we are and where the hell we need to be. And because it takes you away from where you should be. If my folks spend a little less time on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, all that, not looking at. Okay, so if we would just look inside instead of focusing on our spot, getting back to the fable.
So, well, it's funny. It's almost paradoxical. It said the very tech that we talk about is based off of us in the first place.
Man.
Well,
all of the concept, everything that we do with tech is based off of us.
Yep.
So we have cameras to take pictures. We have this autofocus. We have our eyes which focus and capture images, and so we experience less by trying to look at it through the video camera than actually taking it all in and absorbing and actually being in the moment, being present.
Right.
Man, like for example, I tried to take a picture of the moon. I walked in the house and the moon was sitting up over my apartment complex. One of the ones I want to buy, by the way. Actually, I don't want to buy this one. I was sending shots out to Brother Daoud down in Dayton. Daoud said, why don't you buy some land and just build from scratch? Good idea. And I finally have a vehicle where we probably could do that. Well, anyway, I looked at the moon, and it was a beautiful picture, but when I took it with the camera was lacking certain things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's incredible how much money you got to spend to get a picture to fit what your eye actually sees. You know what I'm saying? So even this technology can't keep up with it. But I think the technology become a problem when we don't, how can I put it? When we get caught up in the technology rather than allowing the technology to get caught up in us.
The problem is that if you ain't in touch with your foundation, that's when the tech can take over.
There you go. Maybe that's a better way to say it, because one of the most powerful things that I ever did was take a challenge and write a blog a day. You see what I'm saying? Or do a podcast a day. You know what I'm saying? Because this technology is nothing different. It's not different than a sword. You know what I'm saying? It could kill. You know what I'm saying? Or it could build. You know what I'm saying? It's a tool, and any tool that's used improperly will destroy. You know what I'm saying? But when you take the time to use it properly, it could be a means of greater creation. Because right now, as much as I love Marcus Garvey, many of us have the opportunity and the ability to reach more people than Marcus Garvey ever dreamed of. You know what I'm saying? We had a... You say who?
Sitting in our house. We don't have to move to do that.
We don't have to move to do. You know what I'm saying? Because like right now, a lot of times I'll be talking to the future, right? Because we do these shows, and we might get, I might get 19 hits, I might get 50 hits, I might get 100 hits. But what if, 50 years from now? You know what I'm saying? Those of you that's listening 50 years from now, I'm talking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? They pick up these tapes and be like, hey, they talking about these Aesop fables. What is it? What are Aesop? And then all of a sudden, we got 10 million people listening to us just rambling about a folk tale called The Fox and the Leopard. We actually had a power. You know what I'm saying? Because what's crazy now is that those of us that are, because I don't like, how can I put it? I want to use the word conscious, but conscious has been abused by some sleepwalking zombie type. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I hate using it now, but those
know who you are, where you are, and what your assignment is.
And there it is.
Yeah, and now there it is.
There it is.
Man, so D, did you even hear the story today?
No, I didn't get to hear the story as I was.
All right, I'm gonna read it again, so maybe this will spark some more. So those of you on speaker that want to join the conversation, I already told you how to do it. Get up and hit it. Come and find it. All right, here we go. It's called The Fox and the Leopard. Hit us up at 614-556-4535. You can hit us directly and join the conversation. The hangout is still open. Also, you could, if you have questions or comments and you want to send them in, you can send them in directly on Twitter, or you can hit us up. I mean, because all of us got our little Facebook and stuff. Just listen to the names. All right, here we go. Sasha?
Yeah.
Go sit down, baby.
He's back.
Why is my niece up? Why is my niece up?
We don't have school tomorrow. We don't have school tomorrow, and she knows there's an audience that's protecting her because I can't get up and just whoop that butt. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the air, so she's protected. She's a genius, man. My daughter does stuff at the most opportune time for her and most inopportune time for me to do anything. I say, girl, that's called strategy. I'm gonna teach you how to use that in the right
This
way.
is protected by the red, the black,
and the green.
Sissies.
The fox and the leopard disputed which was the more beautiful of the two. The leopard exhibited one by one the various spots which decorated his skin. But the fox interrupting him said, "And how much more beautiful than you am I, who am decorated, not in body, but in mind."
Mm.
Did you?
Did you just tell me that you smarter than? Did you just tell me that you smarter than me?
Who said that?
Man, I think I take offense to that. Nah. No, I was looking at the fox is like I'm more beautiful than you are, not in body but in mind. Like, so you the dumb beautiful person.
You a dumb pretty. You a dumb pretty sucker, man. You pretty, but you dumb. Just think about how many times you in a conversation with somebody and their whole conversation has been about external. It's like all the external stuff that makes them.
It's like, oh yeah, I got these shoes. I'm rocking the flyest clothes.
Right.
So you can spend all your money
on nothing, or spend your parents' money on nothing.
Everything that wastes away.
What's crazy is that all of us work in places where we see our children come into the school empty. Empty children cause disruptions in class.
And undecorated. No spot.
Empty and undecorated. Because that's what because you could be full of shit. You know what I'm saying? You could be on, it don't have to be so you're right. Decoration means that somebody took time to help you structure your internal room.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what we do with these folk tales. We help people to structure and to design their inner room, or at least help them desire to want to get it together. That's why we start doing the show. So so now we at 10:40. And my daughter has pooped her pants, and I could smell it all the way in here.
Well,
all right, Daddy. Well, you have a good one.
Yeah, I got to go. I have to go and do the shit patrol, but hey.
Well, that's good.
Yep, love, love, love. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but are there any final words of wisdom that we want to leave with the world? Because I have to upload this. I got time to upload it now because for the next couple of days I'm off. I'm thinking about doing like a 17-mile run tomorrow, but I don't know. It depends on a lot. But okay. But is there any final words?
Yeah, stop decorating the outside and decorate the inside.
Take some time and decorate the inside. Anything from you, Brother D?
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes me think about how a lot of times we may look at places, whether they be restaurants or homes or people, and just based on what we see on the outside, we think that there's nothing of value in. And in actuality, if you take time to actually step inside or to have that conversation, you find that the most beautiful of things are within the doors or within the mind of the individual that you thought was nothing. It's because I'm just thinking about the simplistic nature of things. And so it's the things that are most simple that end up being the most beautiful that you can admire the most. Because a lot of times that the outside gives a false image of what's really going on. Think about these people that live in Dublin, Ohio, that are house poor. Here you have this, $250,000 home, but you have no furniture. So the things that are worthwhile are the things that you have inside, and then ultimately what's valued on your inside will affect the outside.
All right. This is a final call for all those out there sprinkle 614-556-4535. You can sit down and you can have this discussion with the crew. But if not, y'all can catch us on the rebound. This is Brother Hatil, and I thank you for listening to Folk Tales for Grown Folks on Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. I was joined this evening by Brother D and, of course, the lovely teacher herself, Miss Janice Riley. And with that,
class session.
And there it is. Again.
Boom.
Peace, y'all. Good night.
Good night. Well, you can't leave yet. You about to